Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this Let's Celebrate You card using the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set and the sunflower dies. We're also using paper from the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper, and I had a scrap of the expressions in ink that I used to make the center. The card base is in Mary Merlot. The leaves are, again, Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper with Mossy Meadow over top. And I have used the basic pattern decorative masks to get the polka dot background, and I'll show you how I did that. I've used the contour scalloped die to do the inside piece, and I used one of the basic border dies to actually cut out the greeting to go on the card. And this is 5 1/4 by, or this is 4 inches across, so it'll fit perfectly across the 5 1/4 by 4. So what I did was I used the sunflower die, the outline die, and I cut it out of a piece of the Designer Series paper. And then I took a piece of the Mary Merlot cardstock and I put the adhesive paper on it to turn it into a sticker. And I used the detail die to do that. So let's go ahead, let's get all the elements cut out, and then I'll do the decorative mask and show you how that works, and then we can build the card. So I'm just going to set these up on the cutting mat. Neither of these need to be specifically precise. I like more of the pink and purple tones, so I'm going to have that there. This, it doesn't matter where it goes on here as long as it's all the way on. I'm going to just sandwich this up, run it through the machine, and then we'll start building. Okay, there we go, and that's through the machine. So we can take this die off, and then we've got the background for the sunflower. And then when we take this off of here, we can just peel up an edge, and it should leave most of the background pieces behind. You can see that as I pull it up, it's leaving a lot of the background pieces behind. And the pieces that it doesn't leave behind, you can just pull off. It doesn't leave the little dots in the middle behind. But what you can do with this is just stick it to your finger, and they all come off on your fingers. You have to scrape them off your fingers when you're done, but they do all come off. You can see them all on my fingers. And so you just keep doing that until they're all out. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to just put that off to the side while I just scrape off my fingers. And then we'll start building. So yes, there's an awful lot of the dots, and they do take a little bit of time to scrape off your fingers because they're sticky. But then you can carry on and get the small pieces away. Put that away. Now let's take it's really good to do this on a white background, because then you can see where you need to put your overlay down. Now, when I did this before, of course, it laid down perfectly. And this time it's going to be a problem because I'm doing it on camera. So it looks like it lines up there. So you just kind of make sure it's lined up in a couple of places and then just press it down. And I'm going to dimensionalize this onto the card front, and I dimensionalize the center as well. So let's just put all of this off to the side for now. And we're going to do the masking. So I've used Mango Melody and Mary Merlot to do the masking. So I started with the Mango Melody, and I just laid this over the piece of 5 1/4 by 4, and I just dipped in and then just started coloring on the mat. You can tape it down if you want to. I didn't. I kind of almost like the shadow effect that you get. And I did lots of Mango Melody around the bottom and down the side, and then more Mary Merlot along the top. So, and I did go over, I blended the colors. I'm doing the lighter kind of color first, so that it, if I do have any ink left on the front of the mask, it's not going to muddy anything up in my ink pads. Now this moved, so I'm just putting it back down, and then I'm just going to go over it again with kind of the Mary Merlot. And I'm just rubbing it in, blending. I'm also going over the areas that I've already done just to add a little bit of color and texture. So that's done, and when I take this off, you can see that it's got the color, and the color kind of blends into itself. I also did a little bit of the color on the inside of the card as well, and I'm just going to come in with some Mary Merlot. I just want it light and just kind of in the corners a little bit, just so that there's some interest on the inside. And then I'm going to take this off to the side, and I'm going to wipe it off because I've got the dark Mary Merlot on there, and I don't want it to muddy up my other ink. So I'm just going to take a tissue and wipe it off, and you can see the ink coming off. So that's good like that. And I'm just going to come in now with the Mary Merlot. I'm just going to line this up. I'm going to make sure all my polka dots, I probably got my hair in the camera. I apologize for that. While I line this up. There we go. And I'm just going to come in with some of the Mango Melody just to add that other level of interest in. So now you can see it kind of transitions the color. So that's for the inside of the card. And now we basically just need to build the card because I've already cut the elements for it. So let's just put this on the inside first, and we'll be finished with this piece. And then we can build the card front. I really like this Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. It's really versatile. There's lots of different color options. There's a really nice sky blue. You could also use it as water if that's what you wanted to use it for. I'm going to take the piece that I did the masking on. I'm going to attach that flat to the front. And then we can build the flower on the front. So let's put the greeting down. And like I say, I use the basic border dies to do this piece, and it is the 4 inches wide. So it fits perfectly on the mat. And I stamped it in the Mary Merlot. So now I'm going to take my dimensionals, and I'm going to put 4 of them around the back. I'm not putting one in the middle because I am going to dimensionalize the piece for the middle. So I don't want to make it too high in the middle. So let's just attach this down whichever way up you think you'd like it, leaving enough room to put some leaves on it So I'm just going to pop that like that. And then I'm going to add a dimensional to the center of this sunflower center and add it like that. Just adds that little bit of detail. And the leaves go down flat. They're not dimensionalized. You can if you like. I'm just overlapping this enough that you can still see the greeting, but it's just kind of a little over top of the greeting. And then just tucking another one in the side here, overlapping the edge of the mat a little bit, and there you go. There is a Celebrate You sunflower card using the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set, the sunflower dies, the basic pattern decorative mask, the basic border dies, and the largest of the scalloped contour dies. So thank you very much for watching, and let's create together again soon.